All right, the expected has become the reality. Aaron Boone is back on a 3-year deal. A 3-year fucking deal. 3 years. It was expected to be back. I think unless you're just like lying to yourself. You thought Aaron Boone was going to return to the Yankees manager, unfortunately. He's back on a 3-year fucking contract. That's where we're at. The Red Sox and Astros are getting ready to play Game 4 of the ALCS tonight. And, of course, 11 a.m., the day of that game, we got to announce that we're bringing back this incompetent moron to manage this team. And I just genuinely don't know how you reward someone in the time that he's been the Yankees in his 10 years a Yankee for just as little results as humanly possible. And according to their fucking joke of a press release, they're lauding his regular season win totals. Great. And just completely ignoring October. Aaron Boone is back on a 3-year deal with an option for a 4th year. We've got Brian Cashman's pressure to break down as well. A lot to get into here, but we'll start with obviously your thoughts. I'm sure you're a big fan of this move, Tom.
This is the most embarrassed and ashamed I've been to be a Yankee fan, and maybe for probably my entire life. And I have so many thoughts, and I feel like I've ranted till I'm blue in the face. I want to clarify something. I do not think that just bringing Aaron Boone back is like death for this franchise. No. I'm not mad that I don't think just specifically having Aaron Boone be the manager is a detriment to the franchise. I think after this season that the Yankees had the most infuriating season they've had in a really long time. After 21 seasons of winning one World Series, after 18 seasons of going to one World Series, which is statistically speaking below average when you consider there's 15 teams in each league. When you consider the Yankees went to Game 7 of the ALCS in 2017 and then haven't reached that point in the 4 years as Aaron Boone has been a manager. When you consider all that, I thought it was a foregone conclusion that heading into this offseason, the Yankees would make changes. The Yankees forever have been a franchise that doesn't accept mediocrity. They don't accept not winning world championships. This has now been a franchise that hasn't won shit outside of 1 year in 21 seasons. I thought changes were going to be made. I was hoping it would start with Brian Cashman and the rest of the baseball operations and front office. That was the hope, but I gave up on that. I figured that wasn't actually a reality. I thought at minimum that Aaron Boone would be gone because he isn't the problem, but despite what Brian Cashman says, he also isn't the solution. I wanted somebody else in there who could maybe get something out of these guys and be better because we know what Aaron Boone is. The fact that all those things happen and the Yankees are just running it back with the same GM, I assume the same front office for the most part, the same manager. The only thing they did was fire a few fucking assistant coaches, which, by the way, Aaron Boone, so you just let all your guys take the fall for you, you coward, you loser, some leader you are. That's basically what that says. After everything that happened, the fact that the Yankees are running this team back with no significant changes to the organization and the way they do business, it's disgusting, and it's a slap in the face to Yankee fans everywhere. Hal Steinbrenner should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah, I think the moment I knew he was coming back was when they fired Tim's, PJ, and Nevin, and Boone was still there. If you're firing, if you're not, you wouldn't even be a firing. If you're moving on from Boone, you do it, and you do it all at once. So it would make no sense to do it in the reverse order. So he was coming back, and it is weird. And they did ask Cashman in the presser why it took 2 weeks, and he really didn't even give a good answer. I guess it was just negotiations at that point because, Boone had said that he asked Hal and Cashman if they want him back, and he said that conversation ended very quickly, and they obviously did, and that's why. But it seemed so weird how it took 2 weeks. It seems like they were debating this a little bit more than they're letting out to believe. But at the end of the day, Aaron Boone has not made the Yankees better in his time as the manager. He simply has not. His job as okay. You want to say that he has no say in what happens in a game. Sure. Even though they denied the shit out of that in this press conference. They called it the boogeyman and this thing that just doesn't exist, basically. I think that's bullshit. But if you want to, not give him the responsibility of that. Okay. Well, his job is to just get the players to be the best versions of themselves. create this like climate, this environment in the clubhouse where, if you're struggling, that's not okay. And I feel like Aaron Boone has not done a good job in his tenure as manager of creating that environment. And that alone for me, you give him 4 years to get that done, and and they've regressed. Gleyber Torres has regressed. Gary Sanchez, despite what Cashman was like oddly defending Gary, he is not improved. Glenn Frazier regressed. Miguel Andor, if you want to regress, like those guys have gotten worse. A manager is supposed to elevate your guys. He doesn't come close to that. I hate to give him credit, but Alex Cora elevates every single player in the Red Sox clubhouse. It's night and day. What they didn't really add a whole lot from okay, Kike Hernandez, sure, they didn't have him last year, but other than that, they ran back their core. Everyone has just flipped the switch because Alex Cora elevates his guys and is a good manager. I hate to fucking say it, but he's a good manager.
There's no problem. Alex Cora is a great manager.
Great manager. Yeah.
I would love if
he's never lost he's never lost a playoff series before.
Yeah. Is
that a coincidence?
I do get that in this day and age, managers aren't like the end all be all. The players you have in your roster, the front office matters much more.
Right.
But managers can make it. Alex Cora is proof of that. Managers who are idiots and have their teams fail is proof of that. Aaron Boone is just like a neutral. I'd argue he's more of a negative. That's fine. But you can make the argument either way. The bottom line is Aaron Boone is not making the Yankees better. They have regressed, like you said. You know what else I just thought of? Which would really, I'd be really pissed off if I was a player on the Yankees. Because basically all Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman and everyone has said is that, hey, it's your guys' fault. They're not taking any accountability for themselves. Remember, Hal Steinbrenner said he would mainly blame this season on players underperforming. The fact that they're bringing Cashman, the front office, back means he doesn't blame it on them. The fact that they're bringing Boone back means he doesn't blame it on him. The Yankees organization is basically looking at these players and saying, hey, it's your guys' fault. You guys got to be better. We didn't do anything wrong here. We put together a good team. We managed a good team. It's your guys' fault for sucking out there. That would piss me off to no end if I was a Yankee player.